Hey guys, here we go. Here we go. Let's get these New Year's Eve mini readings going. I've got a little list going here that I'm working from, and I will read that off in just a moment. I want to get this thing popping though. So, as I wait a few minutes for you guys to file in, we will get this thing going. Hey Debbie, nice to see you. I think you're on my list here. Let me throw a hat on. Rebecca, welcome. Good to see you, Rebecca. Happy New Year. You ready for 2020? I hope so. Hey, hey. Okay. We've been missing you. I've been missing you guys too. Oh my goodness. So much. Okay. Here we go. Let me throw a hat on. I think it's a say something hat type of day. Yikes. I think it is. Nice. Very exciting. So you're starting the new year there, huh? Cool. I like it. Yeah, it's going to be a great year, right? Very abundant. Abundant. Okay. So here's the list. Kathleen S., Melinda, Julie, Kristina, Madison, Sarah, Deborah, Angelic Healing. That's the list I've got here. Catrin. I don't have Catrin on the list. Is it under a different name, Catrin? Or did you just send your payment? Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Did you just send it, Catrin? Oh, like 10 minutes ago. Okay, yeah. I think I probably put the list together right before you sent it. Let me get you added. Okay. Sparky, nice to see you. Okay, is Kathleen here? We're going to get this thing going, popping. Is Kathleen here? Hello in the Netherlands. Sparky, me. That's you, Sparky? Wait. Is Kathleen? Wait. Sparky, are you Kathleen? I love you too. I love you too. So before we get into the questions, let's talk about Star Wars for a minute. We need to talk about Star Wars, I think. I don't know if I think I've told you guys before, I'm a huge Star Wars person. I'm more of like an original trilogy Star Wars person, but I love Star Wars nonetheless. And I've been the only thing I really want to talk about when it comes to Star Wars, if any of you people have seen Star Wars, the 23 who are here, I love The Mandalorian. I mean, I got a Disney Plus membership just to watch The Mandalorian. And my question is, who's cuter, Baby Yoda or Babu Frick? I think Babu Frick definitely is pretty cute. Happy New Year to you in Ohio. Um, anyway, that's a character from the new Star Wars movie, Babu. And he's really freaking adorable. I know, I love Carrie Fisher too. She was awesome. She was pretty cool. Okay, so Kathleen is Sparky. I got it. I figured it out. Will he forgive you and resume contact? Okay. I hope so. I hope it's a year of forgiveness and all of that stuff for you. If he won't, though, one thing to remember, if he won't forgive you and resume contact, it's his loss, Sparky, right? I mean, when you love someone, that's part of loving someone is forgiving them and moving forward and not to be in an abusive relationship, but certainly if it was a mistake or, you were maybe confused, whatever. Yeah, Baby Yoda is pretty much up there, right? Baby Yoda is the cutest, but Babu Frick is so cute. I love the way Babu Frick does that like Fonzie style, like Happy Days Fonzie style. Hey, 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 hey. He does that like I don't know. I like Babu Frick. He's definitely my favorite new character. The ultimate cuteness for sure. for sure. Yeah, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself and he'll forgive you. I mean, we all do. I've done some really like screwball, harebrained stuff in my connection, but when people are giving you when you're dealing with a connection that's crazy and you're confused, things like that happen. So you just have to give yourself a break, let it roll off. Baby Yoda always reminds me of the Mogwai. Yeah, yeah, of the gremlins. More like the gremlins. Sort of, yeah. He's like a well-fed gremlin. He's so cute though, right? So cute. Thank you, Spirit. All right, we're checking it for you, Cat. Show me this connection and what's happening here with Cat and her person. Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing. This happened for a reason. This was supposed to happen. I know that's not like, see, here's the thing, and I get it. Like when we make mistakes in a relationship like this, in one of these spiritual connections, and we make mistakes, we're like, why did I do that? Like, why did I do that? Why was I thinking like that? Why was I in that mind, that headspace? But here's the thing. When you have these soul connections, you bring up weird shit in each other for a reason. There's a reason that something came up in you that made you do something stupid or whatever you did. And there's a reason that that person brought that up in you. There's a reason. And so you have to kind of just accept that that's the way it's supposed to be. The problem isn't him forgiving you. The problem is you're both in this Five of Cups mentality now. And it's kind of one of those things where, do you have faith in this? Because if you have faith in this, that's where it starts. Because are you focusing on the spilled cups or are you focusing on what still remains? Spirit's telling you it's still there, right? This, I mean, I've got a freaking book that that literally can tell you if someone's your soulmate based on your birthday, pretty much. And I mean, it's like resort to the text. If it's there, it's there. It's not something you need to worry about. The problem isn't the forgiveness. The problem is the attitude that there seems to be a shared energy of sadness. The devil's here too, right in the middle of this. And that doesn't mean to say that it's not a good connection or it's toxic or that you two can't work it out. What that tells me really is just that it was meant to happen. I mean, when I'm seeing the devil energy right in the middle of this connection like this, you're here with the Nine of Pentacles, he's here with the Knight of Cups. You both have the right intentions for each other. This is just energy that's here. It's got to work itself out, and it's here for a reason though, right? Like it's not, sometimes we get so focused on healing and on removing toxicity from our life that we stop thinking about the fact that toxicity is there for a reason. It's there to show us something. And the best thing we can all do is hold it up as a mirror and say, why is it happening to me? Not why did that person do that? Let them figure that out for themselves. Hold it up to us and say, why is it happening to me? What does this say about me and my insides that need to be fixed, right? Because he definitely, yeah, I say the answer is absolutely yes. He definitely wants to communicate with you, forgive you, move forward with you. I don't think there's anything that was permanently damaged here. I don't believe in permanent damage in a connection like this. I think that nothing's impossible. I think that it's all about the attitude you choose to take and how you choose to, yeah, I mean, I've been there too. Like I've blocked my twin soul before. My twin soul's blocked me. I feel like those are just things we do when we're still growing. And if both people grow, where there's love, whether it's love and friendship or more, where there's love, it works itself out eventually, right? And so for you though, with the Nine of Pentacles, the thing that I get that you're being sort of called to do is to allow him to be the Knight of Cups in this. You've got to stay focused on the things that you're in control of, okay? The Nine of Pentacles is an energy about being sort of self-centered in a way, not to an extent that it's obnoxious, but focusing on yourself, on the things that you have control over, on the things that make you happy outside of that 10th Pentacle, which is like the relationship thing, right? Those 9 are the things that you can focus on bringing goodness into your life. And so if this is the thing that you're being told to do to allow him to be this, well, that kind of says just let go. Let go of the idea that you have any control in this, because you don't. Let go of that, right? You have to completely let go, and sometimes it's up to the other person in the connection to decide to come back around. Sometimes it's not up to you anymore. And if somebody tells you like, okay, I guess in so many words, he did tell you, I don't want to have communication. He blocked you. So if he's blocked you, guess what? There's nothing you need to do. All you need to do is let him keep running. And you know what'll stop him from running? If you stop chasing. There's no one to run from if you're not chasing, right? And the thing is, even after that, it's up to him to decide to come back. If he cares about you the same way you care about him, and your connection is important to him, he'll come back around when he's ready, when it stops hurting, or when it doesn't stop hurting, whatever the case may be. But if the desire is here to come in as the Knight of Cups, and this person is blocking you, something's not connecting for them either, okay? And you're being called to really focus on the things that are within your control. That 10th Pentacle is the best one, but it's not within your control. So you can only focus on what's in your control. Well, yeah, I mean, it's scary having connections like that. A lot of people don't want to have connections like that. That's a scary thing, you know? But we didn't come here to have boring, kind of everyday experiences, right? This is not what it's for. We're supposed to have these kind of deep spiritual lasting connections that change us. Or not lasting, but that change us, right? And help us grow. And whatever he's afraid of, I think you need to realize the best way to let him get through this is for you to just really let go and understand that whatever this toxicity is, this too will pass right away if nobody's holding on to it and keeping it ping-ponging back and forth, right? So if you're not chasing and he's running from nothing, then this fades away too. All that this is an example of something that's being held on to in the energy when you're both going back and forth. Just let it breathe. I have a mother scratcher. I'm ignoring. It's not all about him. Agreed, Mimi. Agreed. So I think absolutely there's forgiveness in the future. There's communication. I think for you though, you've got to shift it to where that part of you, just the acknowledgement that that's not in your control. That's out there in the ethers, and that's for you to just trust and let happen when it's supposed to happen, and go forward with your process. But I think you're already closer to that than you realize too. As far as the actual sentiments and the connection, I don't feel a lot of resentment there. And I think what you're feeling like, oh my God, I messed up and he's running from me. I feel like in his mind, he's kind of thinking, what's wrong with me? Why do I always shut down and run? Why can't I stop being like that? I get the sense that from his perspective, it's not what you think it is. Okay. And this is just what I'm seeing and feeling from the cards. But if he's got the Knight of Cups for you, I really get the sense that from his perspective, he's asking himself, why do I always do this? Why do I run? That's just what I'm tapping into here, though. I could be a little off with that, but that's what that feels like to me, Kathleen. Okay, Melinda's next. Thank you. Thank you, Dagmar. I appreciate that. Morning Star, thank you. You're welcome, Sparky. Good luck. Happy New Year. Okay, is Melinda here? Melinda. If Melinda is not here, we will do Julie. Julie. Oh, there's Melinda. The list is full for tonight because I can't be on too long. I've got some plans. So the list is full for tonight. I'm sorry, guys. If you'd like to book a reading, you can make payment to the Cash App or PayPal to book a reading, and we'll get you set up. But for these, the list is full for tonight. Okay. Energy update for Melinda, please. What's the energy for her and her divine masculine? Sending you money in January. Sorry, I emailed. Sorry, you emailed? Oh, to book a reading? Yeah, you just, to book it, you make payment, and then we'll contact you afterward. Brian, if that helps your reading. Yes, Melinda, I remember. You know, you're definitely doing a good job of visualizing and manifesting this connection because you have the sun here as a major arcana. What's leading into that is really interesting too, though, because this is his energy, the Three of Wands and the Knight of Swords. So I feel like for him, what he's going through. See, the Knight of Swords. When I'm seeing this as someone as an energy check on someone, I feel like this person has not done a very good job of expressing how they feel. And so when someone is not verbalizing their feelings very well or show, you don't have to say how you feel. You don't have to. You really don't have to say how you feel. If you can show someone how you feel, that works just as well. But if they're not showing you or saying it, then there might be a problem. I get the sense this person has been wanting to say something or express something or show something that they have not been. And so that's why this Knight of Swords energy, it's kind of, the Knight of Swords energy can be kind of hectic and a little bit unbalanced, but it's because someone needs to speak some truth really badly. With the Three of Wands here, this is something that's been building for a long time. The Three of Wands is like a manifestation coming in, that ship coming in after unloading cargo. So these two together, it seems like this is an energy of like a slow build of someone needing to speak their mind, speak their heart, and having not done that. And they know with the sun here, I feel like that's the thing. They know that you are their something special. I don't know if this person knows that they're your divine counterpart or whatever the soul, spiritual, whatever the word is for it. Who cares? I don't think they understand all of that stuff. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. What they do know is that your connection brings this happiness that's really something that's unmatchable, and that's really nice. I think it's beautiful, but see, when you're not connecting to it, or when you're running from it, or when you're doing anything that's not in line with what spirit wants us to be doing, it's not a good feeling. It gets really unbalanced and it gets really rough on someone who's running from that. It doesn't feel good to run from something that's for you. And so, especially when it's this aware. So I feel like, yeah, he's obviously wanting to express a lot to you with the Knight of Swords, and it's truth expression. He's wanting to show or express things to you, but it's not feeling. I don't think it feels good. I feel like the way Spirit's working with this person is maybe in a way that doesn't feel so good, and sometimes that's how it has to be. Like, it's not feeling good that's going to make somebody always come towards you. It's sometimes missing you or feeling kind of bad about this and wanting to fix it, right? So there's something to that, and it's special, but it's definitely coming. So I think you can expect some kind of communication. I would definitely avoid the desire to reach out. I get it. When you love somebody, it's so easy to want to do the work for them and be like, hey, I know how you feel because we're connected. I know what's going on with you. We're connected, and I know what you're doing. But don't. You need to resist that urge, because you're literally not allowing spirit to work with them and allow them to do to do their own healing, because part of his healing may be speaking his truth and reaching out to you and stepping into his divine masculine power in that way. And so it's really important to not just resist your own urges to do things like that, but to recognize the reason is because you also want to allow that person their own spiritual path. And part of their spiritual path is to step up and be that Knight of Swords, speak that truth, and come towards you. And it's really special because it leads to this. And so he needs to do that. He needs to be allowed, given the space, and allowed to do that on his own, really clearly. And he already sees what it is. I mean, the Knight of Pentacles, I mean, the Page of Pentacles is here as a sort of a overrider. That to me is about the fact that this connection has value, right? It's not for nothing. There's value in this, and it can really go places, but you have to kind of allow it, you know. Um, I am of the school of thought when you've done all there is for you to do in a connection, mistakes and all, but when you've done your part, it's time to just hands off and let it be whatever it is or isn't. Yeah, keep respecting his space and keep just saying, you know, I trust spirit in this, right? Interesting, Madison. Keep trusting in this, but there's definitely a slow build of anxiety in him that wants to reach out to you because he's very aware of the happiness connected that he feels in this connection. I mean, it would be really hard pressed for somebody not to when you have a lot of you guys that I deal with are in these really heavy, deep soul connections. So it's kind of hard for your partner not to be feeling it. And a lot of times you're going to feel it when they're feeling it too. So if you've been fine and then all of a sudden you feel like you just got blasted by an avalanche of pain, sometimes that's because they're in pain. Okay, it's not really your stuff. You're just so connected that you're feeling their pain. All right, so Julie, you're next. Thank you, Kristina. Julie, is Julie here? Yeah, and so see, it's good to recognize that that may not be yours, that feeling of anxiety or restlessness, especially if it's not something you deal with on a regular basis or feels like you. And especially if you get really sad about that person. I have Julie already on the list. Julie from before, from a little while ago. Is there a Julie from earlier that sent in a payment? Oh, there you are. Okay, Julie just sent it. Let's see it, Julie. Can you put it up again, Julie? Sometimes when I've got a lot of chats coming on my screen, certain chats get skipped. Put it up again. Yeah, so we've got Julie, Kristina, Madison, Sarah, Deborah, Angelic, and Catrin. And yeah, thanks, Kristina. The list is closed for tonight, guys, because I've got stuff to do. Can you post it again, Julie? It didn't show up on my screen. I looked up, but I don't see it. Can you post your question again, please? And then next is Kristina. Okay, is Chris going to commit to you? Show me the current energy between Julie and Chris. That's okay. I don't need to read the story. I just need to I have the right question to ask. Probably the less information, usually the better when I do readings. So that's fine. Okay, so this is a divine partnership. This is like most likely a twin soul thing. You've got the Emperor and the Empress here. However, between you, you've got the Eight of Cups. So this is a real problem. So what I can say just right off the bat, when the Emperor and the Empress come out like this, that's divine masculine in their power, divine feminine in their power. You guys have a very strong soul connection. There's no doubting it. There's no denying it. Now, I don't know whether he denies it. A lot of times, one of the people in the connection will deny it at times when they're not ready to deal, because it's kind of scary when you're that wavelength connected to somebody, right? It's kind of freaky. Um, with the Eight of Cups coming out right in between the Emperor and the Empress, this what this speaks to me of, and I don't think this is something you're wanting to do, but you may have to do this. You know, the Eight of Cups represents walking away, and you may actually have to walk away from this connection for a time to get what you want. Because the fact is, these are both upright. I mean, this is it. They're upright. Emperor and Empress right here, upright. But right between you with the Eight of Cups, it's pretty simple. This is saying that sometimes when the Eight of Cups is an interesting card. The Eight of Cups, the cups represent emotions, and there's a lot of love in these cups. So this person is walking away. She's not just walking away from something that means nothing to her. She's walking away from 8 cups. That's meaningful. There's a lot of value here, right? She's walking away from that to get to the 10, right? To get to the best, to the pinnacle. She's like, I'm not going to settle for this crap. I want to get to the good stuff, okay? And so she has to do that sometimes in order to get to the good stuff. So for some reason, with the 8 of Cups in between this Emperor and Empress, that's speaking to me about the need for the way things are. Like the status quo is not going to stand. The status quo in this relationship is not going to serve either one of you. Okay, so if you're somewhere where the status quo is not serving the relationship, what can you do except move on, right? The Knight of Pentacles is here in reverse. So again, I get the sense that this person, if it's Knight of Pentacles in reverse, this person is very much aware of how much you mean to them, of your value. Hey, Bentley, come on. Of your value, right? They're aware of your value, but they're not willing to do something to make this stick. And so, let me clarify this 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups clarified, please. Two of Pentacles. Yeah, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. You really, really need to get to a point of feeling like things are reciprocal and balanced in this connection. And if you're not getting that, you're going to have to walk away. And listen, a lot of times it is important to understand with the 8 of Cups, a lot of times it is walking away only to come back around. The 10 of Cups is where the 8 of Cups was, but it has to be replaced, right? That cyclically is not going to work. With the 2 of Pentacles sort of clarifying it, what this is saying is somebody's not carrying their load in this relationship. So you can choose to stay in this. And this is the problem with a lot of these divine partnerships is people stay because it is strong, or even with karmics, they stay because it's such a strong connection, but they never get what they deserve out of it because they're not willing to walk away and extricate themselves from a situation that's not giving them everything they deserve. And the Knight of Pentacles is in reverse. You're not getting what you deserve right now. Okay? So on the one hand, yes, this is a strong soul connection. I could not look at the Emperor and the Empress right beside each other in a reading and tell you this isn't a strong soul connection and you're probably not meant to be together. Yeah, it looks like you are, but you're not getting what you deserve right now. You are probably not going to get what you deserve right now, staying locked into things the way they are. So what does that mean? Well, you've got to decide what that means. Do you walk away? What do you do? It's up to you. Are you willing to settle and just stay with things the way they are? I don't know. They're not looking like they're going to change very much in your favor, though, where you are. That's all I can tell you. And I think by walking away with the 8 of Cups, you're much more likely to have a chance to have a better outcome in the future. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Hey, Joan, nice to see you. No, soon. The only thing I see happening soon, honestly, is if you decide to sort of shake things up by walking away or at least bringing your needs to him. This is not looking like anyone's willing to budge. The Knight of Pentacles is in reverse. Okay, Kristina. So yeah, I'm sorry to tell you that, but that's where it's at, Julie, unfortunately. Now, I think for you, that's a test then. It's a test of your own spirit and will. Are you willing to demand more and know that this is your person, but you're not going to allow it to be the way it is? Yeah, the Emperor is a stubborn energy. That divine masculine energy can be toxic and stubborn sometimes, but that's where you have to embrace your power. And the divine feminine, your power comes from embracing that high priestess energy of connecting to the heart space and knowing what your worth and value is and not compromising that. And he'll rise up and meet you there, but you're going to have to stand up to do that. Okay, Kristina, thank you, Julie. Kristina, what my guides want me to know. Kristina's guides want her to know. I know. I remember Kristina. I don't know when. Maybe around Thanksgiving. I don't know. You had told me about your twin soul, soulmate, twin soul, whoever it was. I think someone was inviting you to come to Mexico. What's interesting is where things stand now is your partner is not worthy of you. Okay, where things stand now, the list is closed. Jillian, give a little respect. Loretti, the list is closed for now. Okay, so Christina, what you've got is the Five of Swords, the Four of Cups, right? Which in and of itself we'll talk about is interesting. Then you've got thank you, Rebecca, the Knight of Swords. And so what I think is going on here, which is kind of interesting, is there seems to be this sort of it feels to me like there's a little bit of an ego game going on with this relationship, Christina. And don't be fooled, guys. I don't care if something is the most divine partnership on the planet, twin soul, whatever. Ego comes into play a lot of the time, especially when we're in human form. That's just the way it works. And so with the Five of Swords here, I do feel like there's, that offer was put out to you. There seems to be this sort of like weird energy kind of circulating of like, who's gonna like waiting to see who's gonna flinch, or sort of give in. Because with the Four of Cups, it's almost like there's a concern. So on his side, there's a concern that you are maybe that there's like a time frame that has to that there's a certain time frame, and if things don't happen in that time frame, that's it. Then it's all over with. But at the same time, it's like he's afraid to lose you completely, but also still in that ego so much enough to not do what's necessary to win you back. So it's a really strange energy. What's that Four of Cups about for her? Eight of Pentacles and the High Priestess. So it's definitely a time to put the work into your divine feminine energy, to really focus in on your growth. The High Priestess is that divine feminine energy, inner power, empowered, connecting to the heart space, and on point. Thank you, moderators. Oh, happy New Year to us. Okay, so that the High Priestess energy is that divine feminine energy, right? In balance, right? Connected to the heart space. With the Eight of Pentacles beside that, it's really about continuing to put the work into that and into you. Just remember, everything that happens on this kind of path, it's really to help you. It's really to help you grow within yourself. It's not about the partnership or that person. That stuff happens when it's supposed to, if everyone's doing their part. But what it's really about is how you grow and how you go forward. Now, it's certainly not to say that it's not lonely without that person in your life. It is. I get it. Like I can verify it is lonely not to have that person in your life. But a lot of this is really about you and your growth. I think the Knight of Swords, again, it's sort of letting you know that do we need to put people in timeout, guys? There's like 20 million people commenting. Okay, sorry, Christina. The Knight of Swords, I really do feel like that energy is sort of letting you know, yes, there is a desire and a willingness, and also that build up within your divine partner to sort of say something, to express more, and to move towards you. And whether you said he's got a new girlfriend, whatever it is, if he's not sharing those things with you or moving towards you in that way, that's going to continue to build. And whether it feels like pressure or a desire to speak with you, whatever it feels like, it's something. Thank you, Christina. Whatever it feels like, it's something that it's working in both of your favor. So don't doubt that. But I do think, again, and I think this may have come up before with the hermits here at the bottom of the deck, there's definitely a need and an energy to kind of still be kind of in that alone in the wilderness, sort of connecting to self, that phase of things. And I'm not really sure why that is. It seems to be sort of drawn out in a sense, but it's really necessary. And you hold the key to this, and it's in the written word. I don't know what that means or why that is, but you definitely hold the key to this in the written word, whether it's writing a letter to express how you feel. There's some key to this that you hold in the written word specifically. And I think sometime between now and April, I'm not sure exactly what that's about, but sometime between now and April, you're probably going to want to write a letter or do something to get some things off your chest. I would say, though, for now, especially like in the meantime, in the here and now, you need to focus on all of it on this high priestess energy and on really putting the work into yourself, because any work that we put into someone else is not work that we're putting into ourselves, even when it's a divine partner. And there's something still lacking from you that you need to really focus on and grow. And it may have to do with your own gifts too, but it's also to do with getting you to the place where this connection can really work properly, because there's too much ego still. And I think a lot of it is on the other side. It's not from you, but it's still there. That Five of Swords is still ego, and it's still there. So that's a problem. So for you, really focus in on that divine feminine high priestess energy and growing that and putting the work into yourself that you need to put in. Thank you, Kristina. Okay, Madison is next. Thank you, Kristina Maria, and thank you, Rebecca, whoever was handling the moderation. I really appreciate it, guys. And when I'm doing a reading for someone, guys, please hold comments. This is the time to chat while we're in between. You're welcome, Kristina. Good luck, honey. Good luck. Happy New Year. Oh, Anna, we're closed for tonight as far as readings go. I'll try to come on in the next day or two to do more. I can't be on too long tonight. Show me the connection between Madison and Mo. Happy New Year to you too. Show me the connection, please. Lovers, bottom of the deck. But you've got the Four of Cups coming out again. You've got the Wheel of Fortune. It came out in reverse with the Tower coming out after it. There's... You know, this is going to sound kind of strange, Madison, but from your perspective, I feel like your energy is split in a few different places when it comes to this person. That expression is my move. I know that may not make sense to you. Well, maybe it does make sense. I really feel like your energy is split. I feel like your energy is not focused toward Mo. I feel like your energy is split right now, and I think that that is having an effect on this connection. I don't know where that's coming from or why I'm sensing that, but I really feel that you've got some split energy and you're not really sure for yourself what direction to go in. Now, as far as the Wheel of Fortune and the Tower, that's definitely a reflection of sort of like resistance building up and then it coming crashing down. With these two cards right beside each other, to me, this feels like when you're, for example, this is not about your relationship specifically. This is just an example. This feels like when you, for example, when people are in a marriage or a long-term commitment, they wait a long time to leave, sometimes way beyond the expiration date, right? Where it's really sucks. The relationship's not fulfilling. They're seeing other potential options and they're missing opportunities and they're getting mad at themselves and they're just waiting and waiting because, it's hard to accept that something is a failure, right? It sucks. It's hard to do that. But that's what this feels like. There's some kind of acceptance that's not coming in for someone that something has not worked out. Now, I don't think for them it's about you. I think there's something else completely. But I think the reason that there's this much resistance to you two having this lover's energy coming in is because partly, only partly, there's something in you that's split energy where you're not really sure right now about this connection too. And I'm not sure why that is, if there's a couple other people that you're interested in or what, but there's definitely some split energy. You can tell me it's not, but I really feel like there's some split energy on your part toward this connection, or just not even intentionally, but toward just in general. You're not laser focused on this connection. There's something else going on here, and I don't know what it is, but it's here. Um, but things are happening. Yeah, I'm at a loss as to what I should do, like stay in nurture or move the F word on. um, that makes sense. Seven of Pentacles. Okay, listen. Well, that's a clear answer. You've got the Seven of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. So here's the thing. Whatever this resistance is, it is going to shift, right? The Wheel of Fortune's going to turn. Things are going to come down. And sometimes it just requires really putting your cards on the table and setting real clear and new boundaries, right? In an old relationship, new boundaries and new rules. But you do have the Seven of Pentacles and then the Ten of Cups. So that's speaking to me really clearly about you kind of trying to be patient here, maybe reassessing things, but be patient here and give it a little bit more time, because the Ten of Cups is not something to just toss aside, right? This card is not one you just want to throw out. This means there's good stuff there. This means there's really good stuff there, and there's potential for this connection to go a long way. I do think there's some really stubborn energy though that doesn't want to move. And I'm not saying, like, I feel like it's 75-25. The majority of it is on the other side. It's not you, but 25% of it is you, and it does have to do with you. And I can only help you. I can't help the other person. And so I'm saying it does have to do with you having some split energy already, where I don't know. I've got that Gemini rising side of me that my Gemini ascendant starts looking for other possibilities before like pretty quickly. Like I'm always looking for so I don't know if it's something like that, but just be aware of that, okay? Ten of Cups is here though. Ten of Cups. And then so Seven of Pentacles says, be patient, give it a little more time, reassess, set some boundaries, give it time. There's a lot of love here. There's a strong soul connection, right? This is strong. This is love. This is real. It's not something you're just gonna toss aside and be done with. The urge to do that only says that things aren't where you want them to be, not necessarily that they can't be. I don't like that tower behind the Wheel of Fortune. It feels like a lot of resistant energy that's going to give way. I think there's either some kind of a conversation that needs to be had between the two of you, reassessing of boundaries and rules, whatever, or something. Because when I see that, it's like the Wheel of Fortune is going to get knocked. That tower is going to knock it all over. So that means something's being avoided that needs to be dealt with. And the longer it's avoided, the bigger it gets, and the more crazy it gets, and then right? You know. So I would say patience, faith, trust, have a conversation, reassess the situation, and maybe give it a little more time. Textbook avoider. I know, I attract textbook avoiders. Well, I'm a textbook avoider myself, or I attract a textbook avoider, and I become really the one that is like, what's going on? You know, I'm one or the other. I can never seem to find that Goldilocks right in the middle. So I get it. I get it. Next is Sarah S. Happy New Year, Madison. Sarah S., are you here? I do believe you do that, Madison, but I think you also have some split energy right now. I'm not sure what that's about. I'm not trying to call you out, but you've got some split energy showing up. Which, if you have strong Gemini in your chart, maybe sometimes that's always the case. Like, I'm Gemini ascendant. I've always got a little bit of split energy, even if I'm talking about like a soulmate. A little bit of my eyes looking at other, possibilities. I have no Gemini. Thank you. Yes, thank you for the donation, Nicole. Nicole A, thank you. Happy New Year. Very sweet. Sarah S is up next. Are you here, Sarah S? Yeah, that Aquarius sun is interesting. Hi, thank you. Well, you can do both. You can hold on to hope and, let go and allow the universe to do its job. But let's see. Show me what's going on with this connection between Sarah and her person. Thank you so much. Anyone who booked a personal in the last little while, I'll be in touch. I have been out of commission. Okay. Really beautiful reading, Sarah, the way these cards came out for you. It's really beautiful. So your overall energy is the moon. Okay? You've got the moon, the high priestess, the nine of pentacles, and the nine of cups. This is really special. It's what it says to me, and I don't know you, but this says to me that you're really doing a great job of, being spiritually aware, trying to stay balanced and do your part to sort of hold down and ground the light. I mean, the high priestess upright, the moon upright does say that there's a lot of feelings here that you're sort of that you or your partner are sort of at this point not expressing or not sharing. And that's very difficult, especially in one of those like really strong high level soulmate connections. To not be expressing things can be very painful. But it always comes as a test of, well, do you really trust that this is what this is? That this is spiritual and special? People will ask me, how do you know something's a soulmate or a spiritual connection? Well, because it doesn't feel like your everyday connections. That person isn't just this. They're not just someone you're attracted to. They're not just someone that you care about. They're all of those things, and they're just someone that soul is special to you. And that's a beautiful thing, and that doesn't come along every day, and that needs to be sort of nurtured and valued. And you've got all of this, and so what Spirit is saying here is, yeah, you've got the wish fulfillment is a part of this. It's here. You do also are being guided to really focus on what's within your power, though. You will definitely. I think the answer I kind of feel bad to say this because it was what I said before I even pulled any cards. To me, it looks like, yeah, the answer is, yeah, let go. Let go as much as you can, but also hold on to hope, because you've got a beautiful thing going on here. The best news is so much of this is not being expressed right now. There's a lot that's hidden, but that means there's a lot still to come. And with wish fulfillment, that wish coming true card here, the 2 nines, you're right in the middle of that as the high priestess. You're being called to focus on what's within your control. That 10th pentacle, guys, and Sarah, that 10th pentacle, that's the part that's outside of your control. You can't control your soulmate connection and how or when that works itself out or doesn't work itself out. That's all about having faith. All you can control is the rest of those other pentacles. And those other pentacles are about your career, your balance, your mind, body, spirit, taking care of yourself, right? Respect. All of that are the things that you have power over to a certain degree. This you don't, but Spirit's saying, just trust us. Just trust us. We got this. It's all good. And even if it doesn't work out the way you think it's supposed to, it'll work out better if you just have faith. The moon is a beautiful card because, yes, it does mean that there's a lot hidden, a lot unknown. But also, to me, the moon represents really deep feelings, right? Really strong feelings. Sometimes the moon can represent someone running from feelings because they're frustrating and painful. I'm the kind of person, honestly, that 9 times out of 10, I want to run from feelings. I don't want to feel stuff. But I'm so empathic that it's just what I have to do. It's what I do because it's what I do because for some reason, will feel this stuff 10 times more than the average person. So I've had to use it to my advantage. But I understand the need or the desire to run from that because it doesn't feel good to feel everything, right? Nobody wants to do that. And so I feel like it is important to have hope, but the biggest thing you should be having hope in is that you're going to get what you deserve. Whatever that looks like, whoever that is, you're going to get what you deserve. If you're in balance and you're loving yourself and respecting yourself and you're in that divine feminine energy where you're the high priestess, that's 100% doing what you're supposed to be doing. And that's what allows that 9 of cups to be able to happen. That's what allows Spirit to offer you your wish fulfillment. So definitely would say hold on to hope. Thank you, Sarah. Deborah, you're next. Give me a read, please, on Deborah's coworker situation. What's the energy there and what's happening? Mine too, Deb. Been having fun though. Yeah, this is a soulmate connection. You got that Six of Cups energy. This may be past life. This person, you may have a past life connection with this person. You're welcome, Sarah. Good luck. Happy New Year. You may have a past life connection, Deb, with this person. Um, and so when you have these type of connections with someone, it can be very the connection can feel very very much like a battle sometimes, right? Like it's like that song "Love Is a Battlefield." This feels like a battlefield sometimes because you have, on the one hand, it's beautiful, right? So when you guys are in a good place, it's like two kids just hanging out on a playground together. Life can, that's the beautiful thing about this type of connection. Right, I got you. But there's a connection here with this coworker. If you can get to a good place where you guys could actually be like two kids on a playground, you could actually get along really well and feel good just enjoying each other's whatever, because there's some kind of connection there that's causing this friction. So what I'm saying is, on the one hand, where you're experiencing this draining connection because they're coming out as the emperor, this is someone who's really going to be stubborn and hardcore, and you're experiencing this draining connection with them, what's coming out as the reason is because it's a past life soulmate connection. This is someone who you have shared karma with, and it's being worked out. And so what I'm saying is the good side of that is if you guys can learn to sort of accept each other where you are and sort of try to work from there, there's a chance for this connection to be a really positive one. Even in the workplace and in that setting, you can probably help each other go really far and have a really nice connection. It's like literally like two kids on a playground if you can find that common ground. Because I don't care. When you've got a connection like this, it may be really friction oriented and feel very contentious, but beneath that, beyond that contentious energy, is a connection. It's always the case. And when we can get past that and release that negative stuff with people that we have that kind of relationship with and have a chance to make it work, and you have really no choice because this is a workplace situation, it can really be nice. I'm telling you, I know you may not believe me, but that's what this is. And it's going to have a chance to do that. There's stuff being worked out here. The Four of Swords came out right beside it. So there's a lot of healing that's meant to happen and is going to take place in this connection too. I feel like there might have been a point in time in the recent past where either you or the coworker could have even maybe not had the best interest at heart for the other person because the Page of Swords is here in reverse. And that can be someone kind of like watching you or spying on you or collecting information. It's in reverse. I think that this could be something from the past. And I think that it's going to get better. Yeah, well, I can understand that. But I think that energy of maybe trying to bring you down or you trying to bring them, whatever that is, someone trying to bring the other one down, I think that energy is over and in the past, and that's not the case anymore. And I think you can find a lot of common ground here. I'm telling you, if you start focusing, you need to approach this connection the same way you would like a soulmate romantic connection, where you're praying about it, where you're meditating on it. There's a lot of, I mean, this is the message. Clearly, there's a lot of potential healing in this, Deb. There really is. And if you can really trust that and look at it from that perspective, you could be amazed at how much in common you and this person would have once you find that common ground. Okay? That's really coming out clear. You might even find out that there's some guilt for some things that they may have done in the recent past and need to maybe clear their conscience about to level the playing field with you. I'm not sure exactly what that's about, but that person may have been trying to get you to quit your job for a while. But I think that's really going to change. I think that's already in the past is what it feels like, but it's especially going to change if you can find a way to sort of get past the karma of the situation, because there's a lot of shared karma here. There's clearly a lot of shared karma, but at the heart of it is a really nice connection, believe it or not. So I think she was. You think she was what? Trying to get you fired? There's a lot of contentious energy. Most of it feels like it's from the past and it can definitely be healed. So I think that's what I would focus on if I was you, is trying to heal that and really allowing, in fact, let me get an archangel. What angel should she be focusing? Yeah. I would do some meditation with Archangel Metatron and focus on the energy of miracles, a miracle healing for this connection. Okay? That will help your entire work environment heal. So maybe she was your mother in a past life or vice versa. Very strange. All right. Thanks, Deb. Happy New Year. Angelic healing. You wanted to do a reading about Leonard, correct? Okay. Happy New Year. Okay, so you're definitely being reminded that there is a foundation here in this connection, and there is going to be the opportunity to build on that foundation. So timing is what it is, and so not to try to kind of let go of the idea of it being tomorrow or happening all as ASAP. The best things come to those who wait, and the best things do happen over time, and they don't come easy necessarily, right? So I think it's really important with that Three of Pentacles as an overriding energy to really just remember there is a solid foundation of love here, and it is there. It exists. You know that. It's there. So it exists for both of you, not just for you. And that's important to know, to remember. Because you're being guided now that there's not a lot of focus on romance or anything of the sort. You've got the Eight of Pentacles for this person, as well as the Seven of Cups. So a lot of confusion about love, a lot of confusion about emotions, and a lot of perhaps energy of maybe being a little bit overwhelmed by them, not sure what the future holds. Now, the Page of Pentacles is an outcome card, so I think it's important to realize that things are going to unfold the way they're supposed to. They always do, but really they are in this connection going to happen. And there is, if there is the Page of Pentacles, if there is the Three of Pentacles, the building on the foundation, it's going to happen, right? So it has to happen at some point, even though maybe right now it may seem like it never will. I get it. It will. It will. And it's all about divine timing and trust. And so I think that right now, basically, I feel like this person's very focused on either business or financial gain, or maybe trying to get out of financial situations. I'm not sure what all that's about, but it feels very much that head down into work energy. The Seven of Cups, though, also, this can be somebody who's dating a lot and really, out having fun, but I feel like it's not that. I feel like it's regarding you, and it's about confusion about how to go forward. I don't really understand where things left off for you guys or how they got to where they are exactly, but it feels like this person has a lot of confusion about what to do, like wondering if it can ever be anything more, if it can be fixed or become anything more. And I'm not sure what would cause that kind of feeling or energy to be there, where you're like not sure. But it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like Leonard's feelings are unclear. It feels like Leonard's faith in the possibility in this is unclear, right? So that's what I don't know how it got to that. But it's definitely almost a lack of belief that this thing could work out, even though there's a desire for it to. Page of Pentacles is like a slow start. It's something valuable. And I think when I see the Page of Pentacles for a connection like this, I think for you guys, you're going to see sort of certain moments of truth come through, little sparks of confirmation and affirmation of this is what this is. I have that in my own connection, whether I'm in no communication at all. There are those confirmations that come through. Look for those, okay? Okay, so it's been a while then. September, a couple of months, yeah. So there are going to be those confirmations though that come through. So look for those and try your best to not worry about the way things are. Because remember, what you're doing right now is you're manifesting what's coming next. The way things are is already past. What you're in now is manifesting the future. So you want to make it as bright and great as possible. Okay, last but not least is Catrin. Catrin, what's your question? This is the time of awakening. Let all illusions fall away. Let all illusions fall away. Jeshua the King. We love it, Jeshua. We love it. Especially that he does it in all caps. That's even better. We love that. My twin flame and I are indifferent. You're welcome, Angelic. Countries, but connections just get stronger. Oh, hold on. I'm doing Catrin. Where are we on our journey? We went through so many changes. Awakening. Okay. Show me what the current energies are for Catrin and her twin soul. Hold on, Bubba. My dog wants to go out. Definitely something coming to an end here. You got the Ten of Swords. That's a cycle coming to a necessary end. You're being guided to release things from your past. With the Four of Pentacles, this is something standing in the way of the connection moving forward. So this is good because we want to be able to address the person in the reading. And so this is telling you, regardless of what's going on with your twin soul, if you want to help this connection here and now, what you can do, see, this represents someone who's holding on to things that, yes, at one time may have had a lot of value, but now they don't, and all they're doing is making your hands be full so that you can't receive anything else. And you want to have those hands. If you're trying to make a soulmate connection work, let me tell you, either one of you involved in something else, it's not the time then. Because when it's soul stuff, the universe doesn't allow it to work out when one or the other are involved in something else, trust me. And so you've got to get your hands clear. Get yourself open and receptive for this, because you're literally denying yourself the most abundant future possible in your life by not doing that. So get your hands clear, get yourself wide open and receptive to this, okay? Because you've got good things coming in. And so you definitely want to just open right up to that. But whatever that is for you, whatever it is in the past that you're holding on to, he's coming out as the King of Pentacles. He or she comes out as the King of Pentacles. That's a beautiful energy, a very abundant energy. It's also very stable, right? Pentacles is earth energy, and it's stable and reliable. You've got the King of Wands, though, at the bottom of the deck. So you're going to see a shifting between reliable, stable energy, which is good, but also a lot of passion, excitement, and the King of Wands sort of blending in there tells me that this is a connection that's going to grow a lot and be very exciting in its growth in the near future. But I think the biggest thing blocking this for you guys is this Four of Pentacles. Now, is it on your twin soul's part as well? Sure, of course it is, right? That person's holding on to things too, but you can't do anything to heal that person. You can only heal you. And so what you've got to do is release those things that you're holding on to allow this thing to work and to allow this thing to grow. Okay, so address that within yourself, Catrin, what you need to let go of and what you need to really be free of to be open to new things coming in. And that's going to really clear. Just think about this. As strong as that connection is for you two, when you're in a receptive state and you're not blocking it by having other things on your mind and heart, how beautiful is that connection going to be then when it can just flow freely? So that's the way to really allow that in. And that's what I got for you. All right, guys, I'm wrapping it up. I want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your questions. Thank you for all of the love, even for all the crazies with all the ridiculous comments. Thank you too. I love you guys. Thank you, Kristina Maria, for helping moderate. You're the best. Thank you, Rebecca, for helping moderate some as well. And you guys have a lovely new year. Make 2020 amazing. Start saying that out loud, that this is going to be an abundant year where all the blessings you've been waiting for are going to just come flowing into your life with no problems, and all the love you deserve too. Okay, guys? Bye, guys.